ShopDog says, I didn't shoot any video today, but it is another Henry video day. It's my anniversary today, so I only got to spend a few hours out here. But during that time, I got quite a bit done. So, and we have more of these knobs, so I can swap to shinier ones, but I think they just need polished. We now have our headlight switch. It has the knob that he wants. Our wiper switch does. I finally have an ignition switch in there. I had to steal a connector from the harness on the Impala, so that means we can actually buy those, so I'll just get another one of those on order. You can see it doesn't look like it, but that's actually mounted on Velcro, you know, up in here. And then I have been running everything across the top of that box. I don't want any risk of anything getting caught in the brake moving. I've got, this is that courtesy light. This is this courtesy light. And then, as we know, I have courtesy light run down here, or courtesy down here, just in case they're going to add one into the console. And then Harlan has asked that when I run everything up for the mirror, I also try to figure out how to run courtesy light up that as well. So I think, or I don't know how I'm going to actually drill them, but I think I'm going to have to drill a few holes here to make some clips. We'll look at that when we get there. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I got that, remember under the alternator over here, we've got that water valve, and we had to extend it, you know, like 12 feet. So that is all done and wired in. The wiper stuff is all done, although I don't have the feed to it yet. The actual, well, they're run over the top back in here. They're not plugged in yet, but you'll see way up there. Those plug into the back of this switch. And then I've got to add the feed, which is this one. I've got from the ignition switch, this is the starter solenoid wire, so that'll come down to this connector down here. These go to the back of the dash module, which is going to be so fun to install. I'm hoping we're going to clear the connector on the brake. We'll be finding that out. That'll be fun. I think once I get the wiring figured out for the courtesy light stuff, I can put the zip tie on this guy and put the dash in, and that'll really change the look of this. I think that's the door switch on that side. I don't remember, but I think that's what it is. And then I know these are here, and I know eventually that's probably where some speaker wire is going to go. I have no idea how someone's supposed to access that. If you recall, just being able to plug that in was an absolute nightmare. I have no idea how someone's wiring that in. So that ought to be interesting. The defrost duct on that side I can do through the little window. Other than that, I think most of the interior wiring is actually wrapping right up. I've got a ground wire here that'll get grounded, and then this is that clock, the battery, and then that extra, you know, it says CB, but, you know, just an extra power going over for the radio. So that would be battery, switch, well, they're fused, but the CB one is red, it's a battery. That tan one is the radio fuse, and that's switched, and clock is also a battery. And then, of course, I've still got to get all that up and mounted. And then figure out how I want to do these little drivers for these little sill plates. Have not quite decided how I want to handle that. The wires to those lights is really, really, really thin. So, we'll see how that goes. And then this, of course, is just a one-take video. So I'm not doing any fancy editing or anything. Got to finish sorting this out, like I said the other day. But overall, I think the hardest thing out here is really building up the light harness. You know, as we know, none of the sniper stuff's usually that complicated. Figuring out where I'm going to put relays and stuff for the fans, how I'm going to trigger those, how to get some stuff routed down safely so that nothing gets pinched or anything, you know. That's really the only thing I have to worry about. And on this side, it was fun, but, you know, we got the heater wiring actually, instead of dropping down now, it's going up and around. And for now, I'm going to, once the courtesy light stuff is done, just zip tie that to the bar. And those wires can be extended if they're needed. The switches can be changed if they're needed. The processes are pretty simple on that. It's all just switching. But that'll at least get those knobs up and out of the way. And then here is the actual feed. That plugs right here. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, this is really coming quite a long way in the last week. So it is nice seeing an ignition switch in there, and a brand new headlight switch, and that new wiper setup. So this should all work. Should work pretty good. And then I still haven't added a shim yet to the camera, because I was able to get it quite a bit better. You do still see a little of the orange, but like I said, I'm probably just going to add a shim and drop it, not too much, like 1/8 of an inch maybe. And then I think that'll be good. The light up bolts that he has for the license plate, he wants those to work when the parking lights are on. That I'm going to deal with when the car is on a lift. You know, as far as monkeying with all of that, the wiring's all back there. I just have to do it. So I'm not going to get too worked up over that at this stage. And then I've got a whole bunch of ground wires hanging out that I've still got to ground. And then I did ground the two over there for the heater stuff, because, you know, I was already in there. And it looks easy, but getting around all of this just isn't very fun. So, no, this is actually coming a long way. So I've got to place a Summit order tomorrow, so we'll get that switch on order for the reverse lights. Yeah, this is really coming together. There's still several weeks to go yet, but this should show a little bit of progress. But anyway, this is just a quick run through on the Henry, showing what I got done today. So, all right, thanks for watching. This has been a ShopRex approved video. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.